This week on The Digital Coffee, you're soon going to be able to upvote and downvote comments in Facebook groups. There's going to be a new way to reply to stories on Instagram, and Google wants to change your website into a video. All that and more after this. Good morning, and welcome to The Digital Coffee. This is your weekly dose of digital marketing and social media news for small business. My name is Amanda Webb, and I'm a little bit nervous this week because I am here on Facebook and I am here on YouTube all at once. I've started a brand new YouTube channel. So if YouTube is your preference, you can watch the show there. If you're watching on Facebook, though, and you leave a comment on this show, I will send you a copy of the Digital Coffee newspaper. And I'll also send you a little thing where you can sign up for a reminder for next week's show. And at some stage, I'm going to work out how I can do that on YouTube as well. If you're wondering what to comment, my question of the week is, would you chat to your customers, or do you chat to your customers on video chat? So not like Zoom, just kind of an off-the-cuff conversation. Is that the sort of thing that you would do? And if you haven't got an answer to that question, you can let me know what's in your cup. Tea or coffee? I just had time for one cup of tea today. Scandalous, I tell you. And some people are already answering the question. Of course, you can just say hello as well. If you don't want to tell me any of that information, that's fine. Good morning to Lee, who is watching from sunny blue sky in Anglesey, and he's drinking good coffee. I will get one of those after the show. Good morning to Wendy, who I'm trying to put your comment on screen, but it's not letting me. Okay. Good morning to Wendy, who's finally got to see me live. And her answer to the question is yes, she's video chatted. It's quite effective. People are appreciative of working with them despite the restrictions. Lee also is finding video chatting helpful with customers and service providers. It's working so well during the pandemic. Ginny is trying to watch via YouTube. Ginny, you can't find it. I actually only found this morning where the link would be for the YouTube, and I can't get it for you right in the middle of the broadcast, but I'm going to sort that out for next week. If anyone is watching on YouTube, please leave me a comment because I just want to see how it works. Gosh, hello, Deirdre. Long time no see. Drinking water. Getting ahead of me asking. Hello to Kyra, and Kyra has sent in a video, and her premiere of her video will be today. She's drinking Earl Grey tea. You can pin a comment on YouTube, says Barbara. Yes, you can, which would be helpful, wouldn't it, for everyone? Yes, so that people can get the newspaper. Ginny can't find it, and Kyra says she prefers to talk to customers over email or just on the phone. No real need for video in business, I think. Well, Kyra, I tell you what, I hate with a passion the phone. I hate it. I think I don't know why, but I'm a little bit more comfortable with video chat. It feels, I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense at all. Hello, somebody is on YouTube. Simon found me on YouTube. Hello, thank you so much for joining me here. It proves that it works. I hope I am actually maxing out the CPU of my computer here. I tried to plug in a monitor and the computer just went, nope, that's too much CPU. Memory's fine, CPU not so good, need a new computer, but as long as you can see and hear me properly, I'm happy. Let's get on with the news and the premiere of Kyra Fingleton's video from Glamping Under the Stars.
Hi, I'm Kyra Fingleton from Glamping Under the Stars, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
I love the way Kyra's made that beautiful, even though there's bad weather. Tell me now, if you run a Facebook group, you're probably aware of like unhelpful comments. They're not always rousing, whatever, but unhelpful comments. And the problem with unhelpful comments is they show to everyone, that's what they see when they go into the group, and it really damages the brand of a group. And nobody really wants to go into a group that is full of fighting. So one way that Facebook are looking at combating this is by adding upvoting and downvoting to group comments, a bit like you get on Reddit. So this is what's going to appear on the screen. You will see underneath a comment, there'll be these little arrows pointing up or down. And when you click on those arrows, you get this and your opportunity to tell Facebook, will members of the group find this comment helpful? So you can vote it up if it is a good comment and down if it's a bad comment. And each one will get a up tick or a down tick. It will give you points. And I guess that's going to show, it's going to tell Facebook which comments to show first. And it's a good thing for keeping conversations on track. We've talked about this on Twitter before, that there, if we can showcase more of the positive, or not necessarily positive, but good conversations, and downgrade anything that is unhelpful or off track, it makes it a better place to communicate. But there's a downside as well. There's a downside, because what happens when two people get into a big fight and they have their teams? People who back up either comment are going to be upvoting and downvoting in some sort of like competitive way. I'm not sure how it's going to work. Will it work? I mean, it's going to be a very interesting one to watch. Catherine is here. Video is easy to learn from when you are visual, as some people are more audio. Yeah, I think I'm a bit of both. I'm just going to get that thing off the screen. Somebody said, oh gosh, Catherine, coffee and a waffle with Nutella. I have Friday treats too. It's a sausage sandwich at lunchtime for me, veggie sausage sandwich at lunchtime for me. Here's Simon. This will be done using StreamYard. So the technicalities of how I am getting this onto YouTube and Facebook. I couldn't give up Ecamm. I absolutely adore Ecamm. I love the way it works. So I have StreamYard to do the multi-streaming. And then I have Ecamm open, and it's a virtual camera. So StreamYard is taking the feed from Ecamm into StreamYard. So I'm watching on StreamYard. That's where I'm seeing all your comments, but I'm actually, my camera and all my gadgets and my pressy button things are still on Ecamm. Cool video, Kyra. Yes, inspired by Lee. Love. They're just having a conversation. We'll upvote all those comments. Thank you.
Hello, this is Rob Charles, the voice of Mike on Forever FM on Peter Kay's Car Share. BAFTA award winning, I've got to say, but I've not seen the BAFTA yet. Anyway, you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Enjoy.
I cut Rob off early. Sorry, Rob. One of the benefits of Instagram stories, I've always felt, is that when people reply to you, it's a direct message. I love that. We know direct messaging is the way that people want to communicate and talk to people online. So I love that about it. It gets people straight into a conversation with you. But this week, Instagram are testing a way that people will be able to reply to your story without sending you a message. Now, that's not going to be a comment. It's only for reactions. And this is the notification that you will see on your screen when you get this option. And then you will see that you will be able to react. So it's just reactions that you'll be able to send to a story without sending it as a direct message. So part of me thought, that's really sad. That's really sad, because I love that function in Instagram. And they'd always said they weren't going to have public reactions on stories or on Instagram at all. So it's baffling that it's there. Also, I don't know what it's going to look like from the other end. What will I see if you react to my story but not as a message? I don't know. Is that public or is it just for me? There's too many unanswered questions here. So I'm a little bit disappointed, because I love that getting into conversations on Instagram. I love being able to connect with my customers. But I do guess if you're getting a lot of just reaction style messages on Instagram and you're replying to every one of that's a big time suck. So this could cut it down just to the relevant messages. I mean, you feel a need, don't you, to reply to anything that comes into your inbox on Instagram, particularly as like Facebook and Instagram and Business Suite and whatever will nag you until you reply to it. There's lots of you. Thank you very much, Barbara. If everyone looks in the comments, Barbara has put the YouTube link. That's very helpful. Thank you, Barbara. I will sort that out for next week. Lee wants to be Rob Childs when she's all grown up. I would just like to say I didn't deliberately cut Rob off just before he said he was drinking tea, just because he's not drinking coffee. You know I drink tea. Look at Ginny. Ginny has made it onto YouTube. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that YouTube is working. And actually, there is going to be loads of content on that channel shortly. I'm putting a few videos together. Actually, today, I am putting a few videos together for it. So there will be more than just the digital coffee there. Who's this?
Hi, I'm Lee from Wellshot, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Cheers.
There's been a trend on social media channels over the last few years to kind of demote the follower count. It has not important anymore. I think there was like mental health issues. Jack Dorsey said he would never have made the follower count so public. And that's the way it's been going. And traditionally, Snapchat has bucked anyone. I mean, even I can't see how many people are following me on Snapchat, but they're changing that. If you've got a creator account on Snapchat, so that would be, it's slightly different to a regular Snapchat account. You're now going to be able to switch on your subscriber count. So that's a little bit different to followers as well. You'll be able to show people how many people are subscribed to your channel. But that's going to be optional. So like Kylie Jenner has switched it on, obviously, because she's got bazillion followers. Like she switched it on. If you've got a lot of followers, maybe you want to switch it on to show brands that, you know, you're worth investing in. But I do like the fact that it's optional, because obviously if it is optional, then if you've only got a very small follower count or on your creator account, you don't need to worry. You don't need to think that everyone's looking at you. My main question here, though, is why would Snapchat do this? Why are they doing this? Why would they suddenly let people see this information? And I think they want to get more people back to Snapchat. They've seen they've been innovating a lot recently and adding lots of new features, which even I, as an oldie, find attractive. And I figure if these creators can start kicking up a bit of a storm to get more followers, that's a new route into Snapchat. Now, that was my first thought. I'm not sure if it's right, but it seems like it makes sense. Catherine has made it onto YouTube. This is epic. I can share and learn. You're talking in dual now. You got me on Facebook and you got me on YouTube. I'm so happy some of you are on YouTube, because I'm trying this whole new thing. But I'm just delighted. I'm delighted.
This is May King from The FOMO Creator, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Have you got employees? I know a lot of people that watch these shows, it's quite a small business, but have you got employees or even people that you outsource to? And do you know how they feel about your business? The reason I'm asking you that is that Facebook does do twice a year, it does a survey of its employees to see how they feel about the company and how they feel about work. And I'm going to have to grab my statistics here because it's really interesting. Now, firstly, what I find really interesting is they did this pulse survey with their employees in May, and sentiment about Facebook was up. The key question that they were asking was Facebook having a positive impact on the world? I know, stop laughing. They asked their employees that, and actually there was a massive spike of employees who agreed that in May, Facebook was having a positive impact on the world. And of course, that's Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, the whole suite of Facebook tools. And we think that's because of the pandemic. I mean, Facebook did, you know, it's rarely that I say something great about Facebook now, but they really did react very well to the pandemic. They put in a lot of new features immediately, and they're still keeping us informed. But they have I just got distracted by a comment. 1 second. They have done it again, and they've just done it again. And the sentiment has plummeted. Now only 51% of employees, which is still half of employees, would agree that Facebook is having a positive impact on the world. which is interesting. And that is actually down 23% on May. But that's not surprising because remember, they had all the pandemic stuff in May. But it's also down 5.5% on the previous year. And that's a little bit worrying because I know I'm not feeling as great about Facebook now. I know a lot of people aren't, but even the employees aren't, which is interesting. Conversely, though, 69% of employees said that Facebook was a favorable place to work. So it's not all bad news from Facebook. I think it's definitely worth thinking about this if you are outsourcing, making sure that the people you're working with are feeling positive about working with you. I mean, it's so important, isn't it, really? It seems bizarre that you wouldn't. Ginny is saying that the sound on my links is very low. Not sure if that's my new setup. I was wondering about that. We did do a little test, myself and Rachel, before we started. Rachel is my live producer. She is. Yeah. We did a little test before we started and she could hear it. I need to work on that for next week. Hopefully you can hear it properly. Well Shot outsources, and we really hope that the person that works on our social media likes us and what we do. I don't know. Do they, Lee? Do they? And I do not think we could have kept our business alive as much as we have if it wasn't for Facebook. Keeping up with members has been extremely important. You know, I'm not leaving Facebook anytime soon. It's still hugely beneficial. I am just a little bit scared of its worldwide dominance. And I think where I used to love Facebook, you know, I love staying connected with people now, but as a company, I'm not feeling so great about it. But I mean, obviously that could change over time. They have plenty of time to fix that. Now, you're not hearing these so well.
Hi, I'm Carmen Siri, and you're watching Digital Coffee with Webb.
I'm having all sorts of thoughts about why you're not hearing that. This is a learning phase for me. This is a learning phase. I should probably be recording on eCam as well. I've just realized. Oh, there we go. Collaborations are a huge way that you can grow your audience. If you collaborate with another business, it's a good way to reach their audiences and they get to reach your audiences. It's win-win all over the place. And then, of course, there's collaborations with brands. I've gone very jerky my end. Let me know how it is your end. Ryan edits this show. He's going to have a lot of work this week. You can also collaborate with brands, but that's more transactional. So you would get money from a brand or you get product from a brand, and the collaboration would be you promoting the brand for you. And yeah, hang on to the mistakes. I feel like I should start this segment again. When I start this segment again, Ryan, when you're editing this, just cut this bit out. We'll go again. We'll start with Carmel again and we'll go again. It's always like this when I do something new. Right. Collaborations are a really good way to build your audience. You collaborate with another business in your space or even interview somebody your audience is going to be interested in. That means that you can reach their audience. They can reach your audience. It's a win-win situation. But you can also collaborate with brands. And when you do that, it's more transactional. They give you money or they give you products and you promote their stuff. Instagram has just been testing a new sticker, the Collab sticker. And at the moment, we don't know which one of those things it's going to do. Is it going to help us collaborate with other people, which would be wonderful? I'm imagining all sorts of things in my head that maybe you would create an Instagram story with somebody else and it would go both on your feeds, a bit like we do with takeovers at the moment, but it would be a little bit more interesting. Or would you be doing interviews on your IGTV, or would they make it a lot easier to do your interviews on Instagram Live? Or is it just going to be a brand thing? Really interested to see how this pans out. If it is the first, if it is sharing with somebody else and sharing audiences and promoting other people, I think this could be a wonderful tool.
You're watching the Digital Coffee with Webb.
Making videos is hassle, right? Isn't it hassle? It's a lot of hassle. And even when you use all the really handy tools that are out there, it's still hassle. Google is putting together a new tool that will turn your website into a video. What it's going to do is scan your website. It will find your images, it will find your text, and it will put it together into something that's a bit similar to the like slideshow videos that you can make on Facebook, but it will do all this automatically. And what's nice about this is you don't want to have to worry about your hex codes and your brand colors. It's going to do all that because it's going to take everything for your website. So there'll be great consistency. You won't have to do hardly any work at all. It's going to be so simple to create. I'm excited about seeing how this works, but also we have to say why. Why is Google doing this? Well, I'm guessing that it's trying to get you to make more videos that you can use in your YouTube and ads probably elsewhere on the platform as well. If people don't create videos, they can't create YouTube ads. So the easier that they make it, the easier it is for them to get new advertisers on board. However, that shouldn't stop us using it because it is going to be a brilliant and useful tool. Some of the examples that I will link to, the link for this so you can watch it, some of the examples they show are really interesting. Lots of comments. Wendy's saying I should hang in there because mistakes make me human. Well, there's always more mistakes when I try something new. Barbara says there's comfort in the only one that suffers tech during live. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you didn't mind me doing it again. Sasha, late to the party this morning, so you may have already mentioned a Facebook ads glitch this morning. I haven't actually, but if you woke up, that's a really good point. If you woke up to all your ad accounts being closed down, I woke up, I saw one account that I manage had ads rejected, and when I looked at them with absolutely no reason, I saw that I'd had ads that were running that were rejected. And I was like, what's that? I saw that I had an ad receipt from Facebook. I was like, why have they taken money? Like, they only just took money. And it was because they closed down my account. They disabled my Facebook ad account. That was around 3:30 in the morning. It was back up at 8 a.m. this morning. So don't bother at the moment, give it a few hours before you object to being shut down, because obviously it was a massive glitch. So yes, that was a problem. Thanks for reminding me of that. I think I was so worried about all the mistakes I was making in the show that I didn't think it. And now Sasha's here. She's going to see that I messed up my chatbot this morning. Shh. Everything went wrong. Morning, Sasha. Not mentioned it. Yes, absolutely. What's next? There are times when it can be really useful to video chat your customers. So I actually hate the phone. I mentioned it before. I hate the phone, but somehow I don't mind video chatting, particularly when they're booked in video slots. That's a lot better. I think it's maybe that face-to-face communication. I just find it's so much easier. I don't even know why. But there are good times for this. So you could have a team that you're working together with on a specific project, and bringing people into a group video chat could be really good for that. It could be for group video chats as well. You could have focus groups. There's lots of reasons that video chats are good. And this week, WhatsApp has been testing in their beta group, in their business WhatsApp beta group, rooms. So you may remember rooms are a thing on Facebook, which were kind of a bit like Zoom. And now you will be able to set up a room from WhatsApp. But there is a problem. This is what you will see. You will click on room, and then it brings you to Messenger. And WhatsApp people don't want to go to Messenger. It brings you to Messenger to set up the room, and then the link is a Messenger link. So obviously this isn't going to work. This is why it's in its beta phase. They have to fix that. It has to be part of WhatsApp itself. And then I started asking myself, we can already have group video chats in WhatsApp. So what is the benefit of creating something new that does the same thing? Maybe it's going to integrate more with the desktop apps that have just been released. I don't know. But is this something you'd use? I'm interested to know. And really long question from Lee, who says that she would freak out, obviously. Actually, when I first saw that the account had been disabled, I did think it was Lee's account that had been disabled because we got similar numbers, my own personal account and Lee's one. And I was instantly going to go and tell you not to worry, but I thought I'd better go and check first. And it was my account that was disabled temporarily. So don't worry if that is happening to you. Thank you for helping me get through this madly chaotic show this week. I know what I'm doing now. I will see what the problem is with you not getting the sound from the little trailers, which is disappointing. But I promise you, whether you are on YouTube or whether you are on Facebook, I can see that Robbie's here drinking tea, so it doesn't matter that I accidentally cut the end of his video off. I will be back, same bat time, same bat place, and I will fix all the problems.